Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Nectar reading session. Today we are continuing our reading from the Ananda Vrindavana Campu, and this is from Kavikarnapur. And we will immediately start with the Mangala Charana. I'm not sure, I don't see any video on, but whoever would like to read the Mangala Charan, please go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Sandeep. Thank you for being the most eager.
Yeah, thank you. Mangala Charana. I offer my respects to Sri Advaita Acharya, the beloved associate of Lord Chaitanya, who is very affectionate to everyone, including me, and who destroys the sins of the whole world. I offer my respects to Swarupa Damodara, Raya Ramananda, and the Goswamis headed by Rupa and Sanatana. These exalted personalities fully represent Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because they possess the same prema, qualities, compassion, pleasure, and sweetness.
Thank you. So Kavikarnapur Mangala Charana was starting with verse glorifying Lord Krishna. Then we had a verse glorifying Lord Chaitanya, and now he's glorifying the associate of Lord Chaitanya, Advaita Acharya, Ramananda Roy, Swarup Damodar, and the six Goswamis. And is beautiful how we say he's very affectionate when he speaks of Advaita Acharya. He's very affectionate to everyone, including me. That's I feel very, very beautiful that yes, I'm also he's affectionate to everyone. Even I might not be the most first class devotee, but still he's affectionate toward me. And then he mentioned that all the associates of Lord Chaitanya, they actually possess the same love, the same prema, the same qualities, compassion, pleasure, and sweetness as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will move forward. Today we are still in Gokul, and we will offer our humble obeisances. We will go there with our mind's eyes. And here. This is actually a place in Gokul that is called Ramanreti, where there is a lot of very, very fine dust. This is a place where Krishna and Balaram and the cows will play on a very, very regular basis. And that's usually when we do Braj Mandal Parikram, this is the place for rolling in the dust of Vrindavan. So please watch very nicely the picture and slowly feel like you are entering into the picture and you are there in the place of Gokul, Ramanreti. And now you can close your eyes and you can dive into the soft dust of Sri Vrindavan Dham. No one is seeing you, so you can very freely roll into the dust. Apply some of the dust on your chest. And now please offer your pranam mantras to your spiritual master or to Srila Prabhupada. And pray that today we will be allowed to enter into the spiritual dimension and be able to witness and experience the beautiful and divine pastimes of the Lord. We are now letting aside our material identity. We are now letting aside all the worries, the desires, all what is belonging to this world. And when we let go of all of that, we make a space in which the Lord and His entire Dharma can enter into our heart. Shall I see her? Okay. So you can open your eyes and you can see here is Lord Krishna, who is now crawling into the dust of Sri Vrindavan Dham, and he is actually having a lot of jewelry. He has ankle bells, he has many other jewelries, and there is a little pastime when he was crawling around and he heard the sound of his ankle bells and jewelries, and he just stopped and looked behind like it was not coming from him, like he was curious to know from where that sound is actually coming. And then I think he's starting again to crawl. So maybe we can ask Divya Kishori. First, let's look very carefully at the picture. Let's take a full screenshot into our heart. And Divya Kishori, if you can read the meditation like we do always, 3 times in the slow motion and with emotion. Nitya Kishori? Divya Kishori.
With the mind, Krishna delicately.
Oh, sorry. I think your sound was cut. Please start again.
With a mild smile on his face, Krishna delicately held some articles in his hands while balancing the remainder on his gorgeous belly.
Sorry, Divya Kishori, this is not the right the meditation do not fit. Okay. Yeah, right. It was here. Okay, sorry. Here we are.
Krishna, whose body is softer than the petals of a lotus, crawled around Nanda's courtyard on his hands and knees. Hearing the sweet tinkling of his own waist bells, Krishna stopped moving and looked with a surprise. Turning his conch-shaped neck, he glanced curiously over his shoulder. Antics of Krishna filled Mother Yashoda's heart with inconceivable joy. Krishna, whose body is softer than the petals of a lotus, crawled around Nanda's courtyard on his hands and knees. Hearing the sweet tinkling of his own waist bells, Krishna stopped moving and looked with a surprise. Turning his conch-shaped neck, he glanced curiously. Seeing these childish antics of Krishna filled Mother Yashoda's heart with inconceivable joy.
So that time we can close our eyes and try to see it in our mind's eyes.
Krishna, whose body is softer than the petals of a lotus, crawled around Nanda's courtyard and knees. Hearing the sweet tinkling, turning his conch-shaped neck curiously over his shoulder. Seeing this, Krishna filled Mother Yashoda's heart with inconceivable joy.
Try to see the scene in your mind's eyes. And here we have a second meditation. This is for this one we did not find a picture, so we will have to use our heart to see it in our hearts. And it is actually a situation where Mukara, the grandmother of Srimati Radharani, was asking Krishna to carry some heavy articles, and she wanted to see how this boy will do in carrying heavy articles, and then Krishna is trying his best to do that. So let's see who could read the next one. Maybe Nupur, if you like to read the next one. Yeah. Okay. That's also.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one. Thank you. Thank you, Nupur. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please repeat the combination. Dear Sir, with a mild smile on his face, Krishna delicately held some articles in his hands while balancing the remainder on his gorgeous belly. After walking some distance, Krishna rested a little articles and brought them all to Mukara. The heavy items that he could not lift, he just touched and left alone. With a mild smile on his face, Krishna delicately held some articles in his hands while balancing the remainder on his gorgeous belly. After walking some distance, Krishna rested a little and then slowly lifted those articles and brought them all to Mukara. That's it. He just touched and left alone.
Please close
One
your
more time.
eyes. All close your eyes. Try to see it in your mind's eyes.
With a mild smile on his face, Krishna delicately held some articles in his hands while balancing the remainder on his gorgeous belly. After walking some distance, Krishna rested a little and then slowly lifted those articles and brought the heavy items that he could not lift. He just touched and left alone.
Thank you. So we will start now with the reading. Yeah, we will have two parts today. The part one will be the childhood pranks of Krishna, and the other one will be Gargamuni's name-giving ceremony. So we have still one inspiration of Gargamuni, but this we will have it before we start Gargamuni's place of reading. Okay, so here we start, and maybe we could, if we can ask Sandeep to start the reading.
Krishna's childhood pranks. Yashoda felt as if she had attained the ultimate fulfillment of all desires by having Krishna as her son. Gazing at the lotus gaze of her darling pleased her more than pleasure itself. One day, Krishna yawned while Vrijeshwari breastfed him. His yawning face appeared like a fully blossoming lotus flower. Yashoda saw the earth and all its trees, mountains, oceans, and cities situated in Krishna's mouth. She also saw both herself and Nanda Maharaja within his mouth. Perceiving this touch of her son's transcendental opulence overwhelmed Yashoda with astonishment. What more can be said? On another day, when Yashoda breastfed Krishna, she glanced lovingly at his lotus face and said, "Oh, my darling son, please open your mouth so I can see if any baby teeth have come in yet." Yashoda saw his baby teeth looking just like tiny drops of her breast milk. In this way, Krishna fulfilled the desires of everyone, just as the rising moon creates happiness in all directions with its soothing rays. Every day it appeared that Pushti Devi, the goddess of satisfaction, directly served Krishna by ever increasing his pleasure. Sometimes Yashoda held Krishna to her breast, and other times Nanda carried him about on his shoulders. Although Krishna is beyond the force of time, rules, and regulations, by his free will he seemed to be following the laws governing human beings. At this time, Krishna, whose body is softer than the petals of a lotus, crawled around Nanda's courtyard on his hands and knees. Hearing the sweet tinkling of his own West bells, Krishna stopped moving and looked with surprise. Turning his conch shell shaped neck, he glanced curiously over his shoulder. Seeing these childish antics of Krishna filled Mother Yashoda's heart with inconceivable joy. Crawling across the room, Krishna eventually came to the door leading outside. Birds sat on the arcs of the jewel inlet doorway. Seeing the birds' forms reflected in the jewels, Krishna tried to touch them with his soft reddish fingers, which resembled the pink color Aruna of the sky at dawn. The elderly gopis relished these simple yet sublime pastimes of Krishna Kumara. Krishna is completely made of transcendental consciousness, yet he appears to act like an ordinary human child. Although he assumed a charmingly soft and enchantingly beautiful form, he is the concentrated form of the absolute truth. Just for fun, Krishna crawled around like a little baby, pretending to be learning about the world. By such pastimes, he filled the Vrajvasi ladies with joy. Sometimes the elderly gopis joked with Krishna and affectionately asked him, "Point to your face, point to your ear, where are your eyes?" Krishna answered by touching those parts with his delicate leaf like fingers. "Krishna, show us your teeth." Krishna put his lotus hand to his mouth, smiled, and replied shyly, "My teeth have not yet come out."
Thank you. Shri Hari Govinda, would you like to continue the reading?
Hare Krishna, sure.
Hare Krishna.
Sure, Prabhu. The wife of Upananda asked Krishna, "Who is your father? Who is your mother? Please tell us." Again, beaming that irresistible smile, Krishna Kumara pointed toward Yashoda and Nanda Baba with his leaf-like hand. The Vrajagopas thrilled with bliss to see this. One nurse, brimming with maternal affection, tested Krishna's speaking ability. She said, "Can you say the names of your parents?" Krishna answered with distinct, softly spoken words, Then, to everyone's amazement, Krishna Kumar transgressed the rules of Sanskrit by combining the first syllable of the word Mata, mother, and the second syllable of the word Tata, father, and said Mata again and again. Some time later, Krishna crawled into a room full of gems and jewels and became afraid upon seeing his own reflection in the jewels. In his enchantment, he tried to erase the reflection with his hand, but he could not remove the image at all. Overcome with fear, Krishna climbed up on Yashoda's lap to escape. Krishna tried to stand up and take a few steps on his own. Falling on his bottom, he would look unhappily at Yashoda and cry for a moment. To encourage him, Yashoda held Krishna's finger and walked beside him. Then that lotus face, which had previously wilted from crying, blossomed with a bright smile. Thus, Krishna brought great joy to Mother Yashoda with his moon-like face, which bathed his body in the nectar of gentle beauty. One day, Radharani's grandmother, Mukhara, played a joke on Krishna by asking, "Oh, darling, go fetch the large clay pot, the low wooden seat, and the drinking cup." With a mild smile on his face, Krishna delicately held some of the articles in his hands while balancing the remainder on his gorgeous belly. While walking some distance, Krishna rested a little and then slowly lifted those articles and brought them all to Mukhara. The heavy items that he could not lift, he just touched and left alone. Then the wives of Upananda and Sunanda arrived and asked Vrajraj Nanda if they could see Krishna. Due to having previously worshipped great devotees like Narada Muni and others, the wives of Upananda and Sunanda achieved the rare fortune of seeing the charming lotus feet of Krishna. They lifted Krishna onto their laps and said, "Oh, darling, you're the son of the king, so just drop these things. Such work is not proper for you." Then they rebuked Mukhara and threw away the things Krishna had carried.
Thank you. And we'll ask Vajanti to do the remaining part.
In so many ways, the village ladies joked with Krishna. One elderly gopi said, "Oh, my beloved Krishna, if you dance for me, I will give you some sweet butter." And Krishna danced with delight for the pleasure of Yashoda and the gopis by gracefully moving his legs and gesturing artfully with his hands. At another time, one gopi smiled and said, "What is that, darling, that looks like a golden doll? Is that beautiful golden line adorning your chest your wife?" Everyone laughed when Krishna agreed by smiling and slightly moving his head from side to side. At other times, Yashoda affectionately dressed Krishna with exquisitely fine, beautiful yellow clothes that complemented his attractive waist. Unaccustomed to such opulent dress, Krishna felt bothered by it, and so he tried to take it off, while frowning and crying. Yashoda greatly enjoyed watching Krishna throw away his clothes. Once the housewives of Vrindavan sat in a lonely place braiding Yashoda's hair and decorating her with their favorite jewelry. Suddenly, restless Krishna snatched the ornaments from Yashoda's body and tried to put them on again in the wrong places. Thus Krishna, with a splendid necklace hanging from his chest, gradually completed his crowly pastimes, Charana Bihar. Watching the babyhood pastimes of his beloved son immerse Vrajaraj Nanda in an ocean of bliss. That person whom Rohini carried within her womb took birth before Lord Krishna. Rohini was famous because her son manifested both the majesty and the sweet love of the Absolute Truth. All the great sages and realized saints have glorified Rohini, the mother of Baladev. Krishna and Balaram behaved just like ordinary human children. The beautiful display of their pastimes seemed like the movements of emerald and crystal. When they played together, Krishna and Balaram looked like a monsoon cloud and moonbeams, a white lotus and a blue lotus, a pure white swan gliding on the ice blue waves of the Yamuna, or a ray of moonlight shining through the darkest night. The fantastic transcendental pastimes of Krishna and Balaram far surmounted the frivolous play of ordinary children. When Balaram embraced his brother in a playful mood of ecstasy, Krishna looked like a blue jewel held within a conch shell. Seeing the mixture of their brilliant effulgence, Yashoda could not tell a word. And during their childhood, Krishna and Balaram behaved very naughtily. Taking sticks in their hands, they used to chase ferocious animals. Sometimes they ran into the blazing forest fires or dashed in front of proud bulls while fearlessly trying to grab their long horns. This action terrified Yashoda and Rohini and filled them with apprehension and concern for their beloved boys.
Thank you. So we will review the pastime in our mind's eyes. Please close your eyes. You can see baby Krishna on the lap of his mother, Yashoda, gently drinking her milk. And Yashoda is looking at Krishna's face, which is blooming like a lotus flower. Then she asked Krishna to open his mouth because she wanted to see if new teeth were coming. While looking in his house, first she did not know if it was new teeth or drops of milk. And then she saw the entire universe in Krishna's mouth. She saw herself and Nanda Maharaj too. Remember how Krishna was crawling on his knees and hands, and how, hearing the sweet tinkling of his own waist bells, he stopped and looked around, surprised and curious to know from where it was coming. See how the elderly gopis would ask Krishna to point on his face, his ears, his eyes, and Krishna will do it. Remember how when they asked the name of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, Krishna very expertly used the Sanskrit language by saying Ma, Ta. And see Krishna who was trying to walk but will fall on his bottom and will slightly cry. And how Mother Yashoda will take his hands and help him walk beside him. See how Mukara came and wanted to challenge Krishna or play with Krishna and ask him to carry a wooden seat, a big clay pot, and some other heavy items. Krishna tried to do so. And because of the weight of the items, he had to place them against his gorgeous belly. Krishna even had to take a break in the meantime. And the objects that were too heavy, Krishna just touched them. See how Yashoda had given Krishna some beautiful yellow clothes, but being uneasy into them, Krishna was removing them and throwing them away. See how in the intimate place the gopis were decorating Mother Yashoda. And Krishna came and took away her ornaments and placed them in a different place. See how when Krishna and Balaram were playing together, they look like the beautiful movement of emerald and crystal. Krishna and Balaram will sometimes chase ferocious animals, run into blazing forest fire, and try to grab the long horn of proud bulls. We can end this first meditation by offering a prayer that the beauty and quality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead stay in our hearts. So we will have the last meditation for the second part of today's reading, which will be with Gargarishi, Gargamuni, and the name-giving ceremony. So here you can have a look of Gargamuni, who came to Braj and was doing the name-giving ceremony of Krishna and Balaram. And okay. Before this. Yeah, okay. So here is the meditation. Maybe Divya Kishori, if you like to read it again.
While Gargamuni mused, the body of this little boy holds within himself all the truths of the Upanishads, and he firmly establishes the existence of God. Is he a flower on a desire tree, causing all our good fortune? Is his form the origin of the nectar ocean of condensed bliss? While gazing at Krishna, Gargamuni mused, the body of this little boy holds within himself all the truths of the Upanishads, and he firmly establishes the existence of God. Is he a flower on a desire tree, causing all our good fortune? Is his form the origin of the nectar ocean of condensed bliss.
Please close your eyes, try to see it. Try to see Gargamuni. He is now watching at Krishna and he's just amazed by seeing the baby Krishna.
While gazing at Krishna, Gargamuni mused, little boy holds within himself all the truths of the Upanishads, and he firmly establishes the existence of God. Is he a flower on a desire tree, causing all our good fortune? Is his form the origin of the nectar ocean of condensed bliss?
Okay. So we'll continue the reading. Nupur, would you like to continue?
Hare Krishna, dear Swamiji. The name-giving ceremony of Krishna. Vasudev, the embodiment of pure goodness, sent the famous priest Gargamuni to Gokul, near Krishna and Balaram. By his purity, Vasudev blessed everyone and liberated his ancestors from their sinful reaction. Because of having perfectly controlled his senses, his fame spread in every direction for all time. The essence of Yajna is mantra, and the essence of Garg Rishi was his vast intelligence, which he used to give expert advice. As Kapila Muni had four elements of material nature. Garg Muni explained the truth interplanetary movements. He perfectly understood the four Vedas and 22 different intonations of chanting Vedic mantras. As the ocean is the source of all rivers, Gargarishi stood as a rich storehouse of all branches of Vedic knowledge. As the sun removes darkness and manifests, Gargamuni destroyed the ocean of ignorance and became famous everywhere from his austerities. He also established a dynasty in his name. As clouds gather over Saint Sumeru, the best of mountains, and pour profuse rain during the monsoon season, wherever Gargamuni stayed in Vrindavan, he showered everyone with unlimited joy. Due to his exceptional character, he brought good fortune to all. Arya of the Yadu dynasty did not immediately
Hmm.
Vrajraja Nanda received him respectively, offered obeisances, worshipped him, and washed his feet. Serving the great sage filled Nanda's heart with remarkable bliss. Afterwards, Nanda Maharaj took Garg Muni to a private place, sprinkled the sage Charnamrit on his head, and spoke submissively, O best of the sages, saints of your caliber show compassion to others by your exemplary behavior. You remove the sufferings of birth, death, disease, old age, and other miseries without a doubt. Sages like you sanctify the world. Indeed, I have attained unlimited fortune by drinking your Channamrit, simply a particle of dust from the feet of realized soul like you, who possesses all auspicious qualities, can liberate the entire universe from mountains of sin. Those who worship saintly person usually have many desires to fulfill. Simply by seeing you today, the creeper of my desire has borne fruit. Although you are physically strong, You are devoid of desires. You act only to benefit others. By relieving their desire, your presence here has made my life successful. So I need not ask why you have come. I'm praying to you because you are more famous throughout the world for your compassion and selflessness. Your glories illuminate the whole world.
Thank you, Nupur
Hare
Mataji. Nanda said, I am disturbed by various anxieties, but I feel somewhat afraid to approach you because of your exalted position. Nevertheless, since your heart is very soft, I feel inclined to reveal my mind to you. O Master, the fame of Anaka Dundumbi, Vasudev, is heard throughout the world like the sound of a Dundumbi drum. I will be pleased and indebted if you publicly announce the name of our two sons, Ram and Krishna. Please perform the necessary rituals for the auspicious name-giving ceremony. Favorably inclined, Gargamuni replied, O Brajaraj, your humility conquers the heart of everyone, and your submissive request is free from pride and arrogance. As the soothing rays of the moon bring pleasure to the Kumuda flower, I will satisfy your cherished desire in all respects. There is no one in this world like the wicked King Kamsa. He is notorious for his cruelty and cannot stand to see anyone else enjoy. He is like a poisoned fruit on a dangling creeper. He defeats the demigods and puts everyone in distress. Now, without any challenge, he has seized control of your country. Kamsa, who is always meditating upon the sound of Vasudev and inquiring about his whereabouts, he hisses loudly like a snake hiding in a mountain cave. He knows I am the Acharya of the Yadu dynasty. Therefore, O Vrajaraj Nanda, if I perform the auspicious name-giving ceremony of your son, then the inimical kings who are moving amongst us in disguise will immediately disclose the news to that wicked kings. All the sinful kings of the Bhoja dynasty will treat us cruelly due to their malice. And amongst them, Kamsa is envious and malicious. As a fire burning within a tree causes continual pain, such a kings give relentless suffering to others. It is very difficult, therefore, to execute this ceremony. Overwhelmed with lamentation over Gargamuni's words, Nanda Maharaj replied, O my master, your statements are certainly correct. Is there anyone alive who could be envious of you? O affectionate one, the foolish people will not know if we secretly hold the name-giving ceremony in my house. Besides our 4 eyes, there are no other eyes here to see. No one else will find out if we observe the ceremony along with my intimate family members. Since you are the embodiment of fortune, your presence alone can easily remove the misery of material existence. There is no need for the external pomp of drums, cymbals, and other musical instruments. You alone can perform the ceremony by chanting all necessary hymns and mantras. Shri Hari Govinda, would you like to continue?
Sure, Prabhu. Gargamuni's face beamed happily upon hearing Nanda's words. As a glass bowl of oil reveals the objects within it, Gargamuni's executing the service showed his inner prema ras. Mother Yashoda and Rohini then brought Krishna and Ram before the great sage. While gazing at Krishna, Gargamuni mused, the body of this little boy holds within himself all the truths of the Upanishads, and he firmly establishes the existence of God. Is he a flower on the desire tree causing all our good fortune? Is his form the origin of the nectar ocean of condensed bliss? Jnanis see him as Brahman or the Lord of the universe. Mental speculators see him as a creator. Mystic yogis see him as a supersoul, and saintly devotees worship him as Bhagavan. Although beyond the influence of time and space, that very same personality of Godhead plays in the lap of his pure devotees, Nanda and Yashoda. Oh, what an amazing sight! Is he the causeless origin of a beautiful light within the dense darkness of ignorance? Ah, his form is completely astonishing. Though reclining on the lap of his mother, he floods my heart with a stream of joy. His darshana satisfies my eyes like a lamp of cooling camphor. The fragrance of his body resembles the of sweet smell of burning aguru and sandalwood. Krishna causes my body to manifest ecstatic symptoms such as shaking, hair standing erect, and mental bewilderment. I came here to do his name-giving ceremony, but if this joyous state continues, it will be impossible for me to do it. Considering the situation, Garga again pondered. If I hold on to his feet, everyone will say this Garga Muni has gone crazy. If I embrace him to my chest, people will say I am acting frivolously. Alas, if I hold back and do nothing, I will become filled with anxiety and lose my patience. But never mind, let it be like this. Today my life has really become fortunate. My eyes have attained perfection. My learning and exalted birth have now become blessed. The Lord has shown his compassion upon me and made my life successful by making me the Acharya of the divine Yadu dynasty. Thinking thus, Garga Muni simultaneously drank nectar and bathed in an ocean of bliss. Due to this, he seemed to be sleeping, though awake, to be in illusion, though wise, to have fallen unconscious, though alive, to be blind, though seeing, to be deaf, though hearing, speaking, though appearing dumb, and to be frivolous, though patient.
Thank you. Just again. Okay. And maybe we can ask maybe Sandeep Kumar, maybe if you can continue the reading.
Before naming the children, Garga Muni blessed them by chanting auspicious mantras. After dispelling all negative elements, Garga Muni selected appropriate names and initiated the ceremony, saying, "The son of Vasudeva is as powerful as the supreme personality of Godhead, and he shall be named Bala because he possesses the extraordinary power. In the future, he will enjoy wrestling, so he will also be called Baladeva. Sometimes his friends will defeat him in the sport of cracking jokes. At that time, they will say, O Deva, now show us your strength." For his relishing of Hasya Rasa, mellow of humor, he will be called Balarama. He is the personification of fame and perfection, and more glorious than the Creator, since he will attract all people to remove their sins. The name Sanskar Sankarshana also befits him. Handsome and pleasing to everybody, this boy will become famous as Rama because he will show extraordinary strength while playing. He will be called Balarama. Looking at Krishna, Garga Muni said, as Bhakti Yoga is found among the four castes, your youngest son appears in four colors: white, red, yellow, and dark blue. Although your son resembles the hue of a blue sapphire, in every millennium he manifests a different color to show his compassion. In Satya Yuga, the people lived religious lives free from sin. Your son appeared in that age in a white color. In Treta Yuga, your son appeared as Yajna. In Dwapar Yuga, the Lord appears in a dark blue color, resembling the Shyama color, dark blue complexion of your son. In Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel, he has a golden color. He will be called Krishna for his ability to attract the hearts of his lovers and take away the sins of his devotees. The word Krishi means existence, and the letter Na signifies bliss. His primary name is Krishna because he is the personification of bliss and eternality. Sometimes your younger son combines with Yogamaya to appear as the son of the liberated soul Vasudeva. For this reason, he will also be known throughout the world as Vasudeva. Your son has all the qualities of Narayana, such as mercy, forgiveness, truthfulness, and cleanliness. Saraswati, the goddess of learning, has put these concepts in my mind. Although Narayana is equal to Krishna, your son is the origin and Narayana is his expansion. Since your son possesses the power to maintain the universe, everyone will call him Narayana.
Oh, yeah.
No, not only Saraswati proclaims this, but I also agree. My words fail to reach the extent of your son's unlimited glories. Nanda Maharaja, you are fortunate to have such a phenomenal child. By his mercy, you will easily overcome all difficulties now and in the future. Not only that, but anyone who loves your son will have all his desires fulfilled. Though the Pandits have attained the rare fortune of knowing everything, still they will not be able to fathom the identity of your son. Do not reveal this confidential truth to anyone. Then Gargamuni picked up Krishna, who removes all distress, and placed him on his lap. From the touch of Krishna, the sage experienced ecstatic symptoms such as horripilation and hair standing erect. At that moment, Gargamuni thought, aha, this boy is displaying unprecedented effulgence. How can this child's transcendental brilliance appear along with material objects such as Kajala, a cloud, a blue lotus, and a blue sapphire? Expert pundits have explained this by saying that the Brahman has appeared on earth as the effulgence of your jewel like son. After giving the boys a final loving embrace, Gargamuni placed them on Nanda's lap and prepared to leave. Nanda Maharaja stood up and respectfully escorted Gargamuni outside.
Thank you. So please close your eyes. We will have the last meditation for this part of the pastime. You can see Gargamuni was traveling in Vrindavan and who was showering everyone with unlimited joy. See how Nanda Maharaj received Garga Muni with a lot of respect. He offered his obeisances. He worshipped him, washed his feet. How Nanda sprinkled the Chanamrita of his feet on his own head and offered prayers to Gargarishi. Nanda Maharaj said, simply a particle of dust from your feet can liberate the entire universe from mountains of sin. See how Nanda Maharaj was asking Gargarishi to perform the name-giving ceremony, and how Gargarishi was afraid of King Kamsa and having some spies walking around. Afraid that the name-giving ceremony will not take place. Nanda Maharaj told Gargarishi, let us do it in a very small cycle, just with my family. No one else will see that ceremony. Garga Muni was full of happiness that he could do this service, and in a very intimate place, he was ready to give the names to Krishna and Balaram. But when Garga Muni looked at the body of Krishna, he was wondering, this boy holds within himself all truths of the Upanishad. He is a flower on the desire tree, causing all good fortune. Try to see Garga Muni fully overwhelmed by the darshan of Krishna. Garga Muni thought, oh, what an amazing sight! His darshan satisfied my eyes like a lamp of cooling camphor. Gargarishi was so ecstatic that he did not know if he would be able to do this name-giving ceremony. Remember how Garga Muni wanted to embrace Krishna or put the feet of Krishna on his chest, but was too afraid to do it, thinking of what people will think. And then finally, Gargarishi gave the names of Krishna and Balaram. Try to see Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, looking at this name-giving ceremony, fully absorbed and experiencing boundless happiness. So Hare Krishna, welcome back. Oh, maybe it was better in our meditation than what it is right now. Here, I thank you for joining today's session. It was beautiful. I like very much how Gargamuni, the emotions that Gargamuni is experiencing while looking at the child. And this is something that we see very often coming up in the writing, in this particular writing, how Kavikarnapur is all the time bringing the point that Krishna is not an ordinary person. Even in the first part we were reading with all the childish pranks of Krishna, Kavikarnapur was saying that Krishna is beyond the force of time, rules, and regulation. And by his free will, he seemed to be following the laws of governing human beings. So he's giving the point. It's almost like Srila Prabhupada in Krishna book. He speaks about the beautiful pastimes of Krishna, but always bring back to us the understanding he's not an ordinary human being. He was also writing that Krishna is completely made of transcendental consciousness, yet he appears to act like an ordinary child. So that's very beautiful. That was some thought I had on it. I don't know if you would like to share something from these pastimes or something you would like to take with you, a picture or a thought or an emotion or a feeling. Ajanti? No? Sri Hari Govinda.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful morning session. And I was actually thinking how Krishna Kshetra Maharaj was saying in a class last year that in comparison to Rupa Goswami, Krishna Kaviraj is one of the primary rasas is Adbhuta rasa. And we notice that in every reading, there's this element of wonder to it. And I love the description in the previous pastime where he was describing Balaram and Krishna like clouds and a moonbeam, like a white conch shell and a blue stone, and then like a white swan on gliding around. So I found that very visually enriching.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Divya Kishori.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I'll go after Vajayanti Mataji. First I will hear and then I will like to speak.
Yeah, I also actually I like it. I think also at the other time Kavikarnapur has really this ability with this metaphor. They're just so beautiful. Like I like also Shri Govinda this part, and also yeah when Gargamuni was looking at the child, also like yeah, I would see them also this feeling that he wanted almost to embrace him, to take him, to do this, but could not just. He felt yeah, I should do that. Yeah.
And how he was thinking, I'm wise, but I seems to be fully in ignorance. I'm alive, but I feel like I fainted. And is this state of being bewildered by the beauty and effulgence. He was also saying this boy has the greatest effulgence ever saw. Yeah.
And also, I mean, these beautiful small pictures, like also of the gopis telling, touch your nose, touch your ears. Yeah, Mukara asking him to bring. So these are also very sweet pictures that also too very nice to keep.
Kishori.
Yes, Mataji. I also like this when the eyes and because when we see a small child, we generally go to him and ask these things. So how beautiful will be the creator who has created these children when we are so much attracted to them. So how much beautiful Krishna would be. And I also like that when the drops, the teeth of Krishna like drops of milk. They're like just so That and the metaphors, definitely. I want to read them over and over again, and it's so poetic, and it's such a glorious literature by Kavi Karnapurna. I just appreciate so beautifully they have he has written, and especially where Balram and Krishna as there the metaphors are used there also. Every metaphor is so beautiful. One is a dark rain, and one is a swan. So beautiful. And I had a question in this that then when Nanda Maharaj goes to Garga Muni, so before that Krishna and Ram were this the names already or not? Because when we see in the Krishna movies and everywhere, so there from the starting only the names are there, Krishna and Ram. But here we see in after like the 4 chapters, the Garga Muni gave the names. So I could not. This is my intellectual brain which could not touch this. So I wanted to ask this, and second, I wanted to ask that there was one point uh, where Nanda Maharaj glorified Vasudev by telling him Anakadundubi. But I could not find that relation between why he glorified the king. Is it glorifying the king before and then coming to Garga Muni because he was a priest of that dynasty? So I could not find the relation. There was just one line and then there was another switch. So
Thank you, Divya Kishori. As far as I can understand, the name of Krishna and Balaram were already given before the name giving ceremony. But I think what I wanted is to have it sealed or to have it blessed by the saints. So this name giving ceremony was to make the ceremony, to make it really, how you say, to bless their name, to make it like in a stronger way. But I am not 100%. I don't have like more details about that. But already the previous chapter we could hear that Krishna was already called Krishna, and so all this time they must have called already the boys Krishna and Balaram. That's my thought on it. But I'm not 100% sure about that. It could be a question could be asked to maybe a more scholarly inclined devotee. Actually, I can even ask this question and give the answer on the chat. I yeah, I can do that for that. And it is mentioned, actually it was also very short, but that Garga Rishi went to Braj for the name-giving ceremony because Vasudev wanted him to do that. Garga Muni was the priest of the Yadu dynasty, so Vasudev knew Krishna is in Braj, so he asked Garga Muni, please go and do the name-giving ceremony there. And I do not know, yeah, Nanda Maharaj must have known about that because we know that Nanda Maharaj had met with Vasudev when he had to go and pay tax to the king in Mathura. And that happened usually in the beginning of Putana Lila, which was actually previously. So most probably they have spoke a lot about Krishna, and Vasudev was super eager to know how is the boy, how is the boy doing. And so Nanda Maharaj knew they had a close relationship. So he mentioned there Vasudev shortly, and he said his name is Anaka Dundumbi, and his glories are actually famous like the Dundumbi drum. So I think that's more or less the connection into that. But I'm not sure if it answered the question that you had. Yeah.
and Prabhuji, also I liked very much when Nanda Maharaj glorified Garga Muni. So that was very beautiful. That how one should think a sadhu in one's life. So much glory, so much like it was so beautiful that when we see a sadhu, all our material desires will just vanquish. So such a beautiful glorification whenever I think I should read when before the sadhus come to my life, I should read this paragraph so that I don't take it lightly that the sadhus are so important in our life. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. So it's wonderful that we can do this reading together, and we go a little bit deeper. If we just read on our own, we might not take as much out of the session, but by reading together and trying to meditate on it, it touches a deeper part of our heart. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your insights. And next week we will meet for the part 2 of chapter 5. There will be the butter stealing pastimes and another part I don't remember yet. All the best. See you. Jai Shila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So much.